Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wise Exotics. I'm your host, Sure, and today we'll be doing the end of May of 2025 for the video log series. Joining me on this video log are some of the foster kittens, which are Dopey, Sleepy, Addie, and Trouble. Trouble likes to play in my plants, so they get in trouble a lot. Anyway, kittens are doing good. They've got a little bit of a cold, but it's normal. It's a typical thing for kittens, but they're very happy and energetic, and they do so love to play with my plants. I don't think that's a good thing. I just want to point that out. Anywho, in terms of bad news, the pelatata did not make it. As I said for the last one, it was in a very weird condition and it was kind of teetering off. Well, it finally did just go, which sucks. So it was the only cutting I had of that from Josh, and Josh actually sold the main plan. Though I know who has the main plan, so I guess I can always get a whatever. So now I need another peltata for my collection, which just annoys me, because I was hoping that was doing well. And I sold my other one to a friend who wanted a peltata. So it's just the way of things. If you're wondering what these are a pet safe netting. It's to prevent pets from climbing or getting there. Mainly, I had these here because the little birds like to dive bomb and ram the plants, but overall, it's been working. It also kind of works as a Fazenda sunshade too, so no issues there. So I can just easily lift and come in here and check. I wanted to point out that Veitchii is getting big. Look how big that trap is. That's bigger or about the same size currently as the leaf. Um, I know people are asking me about the Edwardsiana. It is doing fine. It's actually making another trap there. It's happy. It likes the outdoors. It's fine. Hamada is also doing okay. Palinensis threw a tendril off to the side, and I have to check that. I did repot my Raja X Peltata, which is one of the few larger of the BE clone. Now, some news there. So a friend of mine who actually has one that's very similar to mine. So I'm kind of hoping that one will be the same clone as one because his actually did flower as a female. He's also planning to do a bunch of crosses with it. One of them, which I'm very hopeful he does get through, is the BE Raja Expultata cross with Jeremiah Harris's Leviathan. So we'll get a legit F2 that isn't inbred. So that sounds really cool because then that'll be two different genetic lineages of that cross. And the best traits of those going out, in my opinion. His is more Peltata like, almost like a yellow phantom. It's like mine where it has that yellow tan body and it keeps inflating, so it got more Peltata shape. And then it has the black kind of parasome with red stripes, which I think is a neat contrast, little Raja flares and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes. This is that dark parasome B. It's kind of greenish, but I enjoy it. The Clipiata is doing really well. I mean, look at this jump is ridiculous. I just had a cool picture. There was a fly that was running around, but I got it on my card 207. It is working on another trap. Let's see. So this little one here is the only one I got in a trade from my friend Adrian. This was a larger 4033 that he got in a live auction win over on Carnivoro, but it got frost damage, so I got it through a trade. He got my Velosa X Hamada, which I was trying to sell, and he really wanted more of those, so I got that, some Veitchii, and also the import that I did through him also came in, so we'll go to the tank eventually and show that off. Cobra Lilies are okay. Helianthera, which actually was a gift from Adrian because he learned I had lost my first one and he went, oh, you can have this one. So he sent that my way as a sneaky thing. I do have this Billy Ix Aristo. That one is plant B. Yeah, that's plant B. It's the smaller one. So plant B here actually does have a large basil and a little vine. This is about as big as it gets. It doesn't do anywhere near as crazy as its sibling. If anybody wants the vine, I'm happy to snip it off and send it. It's like 30 bucks. I'm not really pricey on that. Let's see. Other news. Minima X Diabolica. As a few of you know, I had a larger one of those specimens. It was vining and being crazy. It finally produced a basil. And as I had threatened for, I don't know how long, a few years now, I did finally cut the vine. So I chopped up the vine, I put it up, and asked if anybody wanted one. I had it for 30 bucks a cutting. And I know I've seen some of those specimens go for like 125, and mine's red. It looks like Diabolica with a bit of the minima patterning and teeth. It also got stripes, so it's kind of the best traits of all of them. It was kind of like a slightly improved Diabolica, less teeth though, so not what I would have truly liked. I would have loved more toothiness, and I know a lot of people like toothy for that effect, but toothy traits don't always 100% cross over. I think the only interesting one I've seen is my friend Hunter's Hamada X Rob. Hey, don't put that. That one almost looks like a pure Hamada tooth-wise, but the body is creamy with red speckles. And then the teeth go from white to kind of blood red and then to a dark red. It's really pretty. Hunter's Carnivores on Instagram if you ever want to see it. I do not have that hybrid. I tend to grow species for the most part. I only keep a few of the hybrids that I've like and enjoyed, kind of thing. Anywho, kittens are being a little crazy, so we're gonna go pop over into the tank because there's not much further information here. Before we go over by the tank, here's my Adriani. This is a male from Abogado. Super glue is actually up here. It really liked the warmer area, so it's been doing fine. There's the other belly eye Exoriso. I did top it, but that doesn't stop it for long. As you can see, it already acted like 3 or 4 nodes. A Raja. This is a dancing plant here from the Plant Prodigy via trade. He sent me some cuttings. There's also one on that side of the window. That is a Ethereum that I got from my friend Roger over at Evolution Exotics. There's a Hoya linearis trailing that I got from my friend Bayneps. So now we'll go check out the tank. Okie dokie, everybody. Now we're over in the tank section. So there's quite a few of the new specimens in here from the import from Adrian. Also one of the other trade plants from Adrian. So this is M1XM3 from Mike Fallon. Already looks like it's trying to develop a node here. This is a silver teaspoon that I use for doing the mix of fertilizer into the water. Cross exotics that I've been doing recently. Behemoth is ridiculous. I know people are just like, that can't be a Raja growing that quick. Nope, pure Raja. Doing ridiculous things. I had some people already saying I need to put it in tissue culture. Like, sure, explain how I do that again. Put it in a jar. I'm like, no, I really want to see this thing get out. If I get a basil, maybe I'll attempt to do that for y'all, but kitten ran over a plate in crazy play. My original BE3152, she does, I can already see it like right here. There's a little basil, and there should be another one on the side. The one I got from one of the subs, second 3152, actually has a basil down at the bottom here. Certensis is doing quite well. I'm kind of like keeping an eye on the kittens so they don't mess with the birds' wall, so I have help going on. So on this side, Argentea, I did snip the basil. The basil's right here being rooted. Pink candy cane, psychedelic X pink candy cane right there, doing fine. Female clip. Diabolica pushing leaves. She's just still pissy. Where number 1 doesn't seem to be caring. Sorry, got a little friend here. Hi, played that way. Thank you. Right in the front here are some of the other ones. So these two are MXM from the Homemade Cross, made with John's female and Nepgrower's male. Right here is Candy, X Candy, crossed with a candy. So these are 2 of those. Over here are the 2 seed-grown Maruds. By the way, those are Veitchii. Nobody should be surprised at this point. So these are the pure seed-grown Maruds. I think I've already seen all of them have a bit of a pink tone on the traps, which is a good thing in my opinion. Now I know some people were worried, like these look a little pale or stunted on some of them. That's because they were in imports, so that tends to happen. So it'll be the next leaf that I have to look for. Now, I was pointing over here at Behemoth because below it is now a seed-grown Kinabalu, which is the same type form as the 3152s, but it'll be, I'm hoping with these 3 I'll get a really good comparison to the Tempe Yukon farm, which is this. I still need another one of these from Jeff. Had a great long talk with him the other day till like 1 in the morning. He's apparently going to be making another greenhouse, so to expand the collection for his stuff. Did also get some fun stories from him about Jif Wong and Peter D'Amato. I even told him I had the little Brigsiana from Peter. I said, one of the best things about these plants is even if those guys are gone, they're still contributing and helping to further the development of both hybrids and species alike because of their own contributing legacy plants, such as the Jif Wong Veitchii here, which I got from Jeff. Jeff said it took him like 23 years or something like that to get that plant in his collection, but he was so happy when I finally flowered. So it's kind of a very hard impact thing. BACPS is also happening next month for those of you in California. I'm going to be going with a couple of my family and some friends. Quite a few people I know from the plant community are going to be there, and we're all going to try to meet up, I think, various shapes and forms. I'm going to be wearing my green Cult of Veitchii shirt. It's on June 14th this year. Sadly, Nepenthes god Jeff Schaefer could not come. As I said, he just started breaking ground on a new greenhouse, so he's not going to be able to come. He said possibly next year, so I know some people want to meet and chat with him. Anyway, let's go back here. So one of the other import plants that I was really happy with, this is from Nils Plant through my friend Baynaps. He did a small little import for me. This is Veitchii Candy X Candy, cross of Candy Striped Barrio. It's already pink, and then on this new trap right at the lower lip here, I think I can zoom in there without messing up, you can kind of see there is some striping already. So that one's going to be solid. Oh, this was another one from Adrian via the trade. This is a Orange X Candy Dreams. Now, something that annoys me is I don't know why Drew shortened that name. The name of the female is not Orange, it's Pretty Orange X Candy Dreams. There is actually already a plant called Orange, so shortening the name, I think, just drives me nuts, and it's like, that's not the actual name. So that's mislabeling, because Orange Female that's out of China, that's the name, that's an official cultivator. That one is actually much chunkier and bigger than the... It's a lot more squat and bulbous, whereas Pretty Orange stays within the typical kind of squat form, but more yellow as it ages. 1 second. Sorry about that, had to go save the plant from my kitten. K3, Basil's doing fine. My KX Candy Stripe X Candy Basil's still trying to root, I think. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's all the import plants I had and the ones from the trade. Euristo's doing really well. It's already getting that shape. Oh yeah, I got a nice jump. Epiphytiata's doing okay. Yeah, it's doing okay, huh, Hummer? No real issues. My seed-grown macro is finally kind of recovering size and getting jumps again. I've been spraying these very lightly with Cross Exotics fertilizer, about 100 ppm, just to be safe. Seems to be working well for me. So, my micro one from that unknown sender's pod, that one's still kicking and developing well. I know people are asking about seeds. So GF1 is Candy Dreams. They still seem to be pretty stable. The Asian cross, which is a Veitchii striped female that's huge. I didn't really realize how big the traps are on her, where she actually has huge traps, kind of like Taffy does, very large paw, flare and squat, very tall neck stripes. So that was bred with Candy Dreams over in Asia. I got a pot of that. So that one is developing there. I'm actually splitting this with my friend Adrian. So we'll be the only two so far that I know that have this. I think I'm the first one to germinate it, actually, even in the US at least. I don't think anyone in China has, and Asia overall. So I was talking on those message boards asking them. Working with Nepenthes Odyssey to try to build a website that has information on cracks and lineage of various Veitchii and just Nepenthes and carnivorous plants in general. So if we get that going, it's just going to be kind of a crowdsourced, community-sourced one, but we'll have pictures and other stuff there. But we're just developing and breaking ground on it currently. Sorry, the kittens are getting crazier as are the birds, I guess. Anywho, so that was one interesting fact. You ever need help or have questions, feel free to hit me up over on, the Instagram and or chat with me here in the comments. Full transparency, happy to help. If you need some plants or looking for some seedlings, I do still have some JF001 Veitchii available, and some various other little ones I'm selling. I did do pretty good on the spring cleaning sale, I think. So thank you, those of you who helped me with that. Oh, kitten sneezes. If you have questions, comments, just put them on the video as a comment, and I'll answer when I can. If you need help, again, or need to inquire about some plants or whatever, feel free to hit me up. I'm more responsive and quicker to do live replies on Instagram. So have at that, will you? Trevor out. Thanks, everybody.